Previously on ITC Basketball.
Future's bright, but that doesn't happen in October. That's going to happen over the summer. It's going to happen in the preseason. We got to get stronger. We got to get better. We got to get faster.
I think a trip to OCC is definitely within arm's reach. I think we have a group that can really do something special.
Next year is going to be a big shooting year for ITC basketball.
We had a good season. It was the most wins I've ever had as the head coach here. The year before, we had single-digit wins, and we moved it up to 14 this year. So it was a really season of growth.
I'm pleased. Our goal coming into the year was to hopefully make it to the semifinals. We fell a little bit short, but still very pleased. We're still a young team. It's a big step forward, and hopefully we can keep going from there.
After a strong first season in Class A, the coaches reflect on the strengths of the team.
I would say the strengths of our team would definitely, by the end of the season, was our defense. We went on a 5-game streak of wins, and we didn't let a team score over 50.
Makai Mack said last year, his freshman guys are dogs. Don't get them wrong. They're dogs, right? And they are, and they really are proving that. The trajectory is fantastic because these guys are playing with each other outside of school. Sometimes AAU basketball can be detrimental to the growth of a team because players are playing with other players and learning how to play with other players as a team instead of staying in the same teams. I'm seeing all of our guys that are seeing meaningful minutes playing on the same AAU teams, working with the same coaches. And that's really where they're getting better, and they're getting better together.
It was kind of a balanced group. There wasn't one player who led us in scoring every game, or we expected to lead us in scoring every game, and really focusing on toughness and having that mentality. The kids kind of took on that challenge. They took on that identity of being a tough man-to-man team. And that's, I think, why we played some teams tough at the end of the year, is because we had that mentality.
We definitely saw them take a step. I think they got stronger. You look back at Angie's pictures from last year to this year, a lot of those guys look different.
With all the strengths of this successful team, the coaches elaborate on the unity of the team and how that can be a strength, but at times also a weakness.
I think we had a lot of guys that worked well together. They like each other. It seems like a stupid thing to say, but I've coached some teams where guys don't like each other and they don't share the ball well, so no offenses flow well, where these guys all enjoy each other's company and nobody was overly selfish. In general, they like each other, they work well together, and they were a team.
We got a bunch of kids who are just friends with each other. They see each other all the time, so we have a pretty tight group, and that was able to, when we hit some rough points, kind of keep us together.
They get along well with one another, sometimes a little bit too well, and it drives me nuts. They play around too much. All right, we've never had a team where we've had to separate players while they're shooting free throws. It's like classroom management as a teacher, right? Marshawn and Kwani can no longer be trusted to shoot free throws together because they're fooling around too much. It's a maturity thing, okay?
Losing senior starters, Brian Hall and Jalen Dixie-Wade. The team has voids to fill for next year. Who will fill those voids, and what do they need to do? Here are the coaches' thoughts.
It's definitely tough. Brian's a 3-year varsity player. And Syracuse.com wrote an article about him, just Mr. Reliable. He knows everything, just does everything for us, rebounds, guards. And then Jalen Dixie-Wade, he's definitely my most improved player from what he was able to do in his junior year to his senior year. If Jalen gives us 10 points, it's hard for us to lose. So the games that Jalen was scoring for us and playing great defense and hustling, we were tough to beat. So there's definitely a void going to be filled from those two leaving.
Brian and Jalen didn't goof around, and there's only 2 of them. Well, next year, that whole gym should be leaders.
Very eager to fill the void, definitely Lamar Watts and Taekwon Thomas. They played a lot this year, Lamar being a sophomore, Taekwon being a junior. But I think those two definitely next year to fill that kind of role of Brian. They both bring such different things. Lamar is so physical and can score, and Taekwon just so long, athletic, and his defense just is awesome.
All three coaches would say it simultaneously with me, but it's TYY, right? TYY is somebody since freshman year who literally everything that I've asked him to do, he's done. He's always going to be a workhorse, just that's his nature, but he's somebody who can be a stud and is going to be a stud if he plays to the best of his ability there.
From the guard spot, Liam Kisselstein's going to have to play more minutes. Christian Perry, Marshawn Scott, all those guys are vying to be that next guard in the starting lineup or play more minutes.
And I think that's going to be our identity, is we have, probably 4 guys who are a little bit above everybody else, and then we have another 4 guys who are really close. 7 or 8 man rotation of guys who are very similar talent and ability-wise. And you'll have nights next year where we'll have 4 or 5 different guys lead us in scoring.
Even in a great season, there are challenges.
Their maturity level, just them being able to take care of the ball and understanding how to be a varsity basketball player. We had a lot of just silly mistakes the year before, but definitely them just being more comfortable with me, with themselves.
The biggest challenges we faced this season was maturity, in my opinion. And that's what you get when you have a young team. We still played a lot of sophomores. Last year, they were freshmen. We're seeing the progression.
Because we have a very, very young group, and they are very, very immature. And I know they're going to see this, and I do not care. All right? They need to mature a great deal. They have to understand that practice is important, that every drill is important, that you have to put the work in the gym instead of goofing around all the time. A good player plays defense regardless of how many points they scored. A good player scores as many points as they can regardless of how their defensive night's going. None of those things impact them because they've all played varsity. If they all take ownership of it, they can be scary. But if they all still continue to goof around because they're hanging out with their friends for 2 hours of practice and try to find ways to avoid the hard work in practice and to see if Coach Hodge and Coach Minnow aren't looking at them right then and there while they're doing shooting drills, the sky's the limit. But that maturity and that leadership needs to come from them, not from Coach Minnow and Coach Hodge. That happens, it could be scary. It doesn't happen, that's going to be a little bit of an internal battle for them that they won't even realize, unfortunately, until it's too late when they're 23 years old talking about what could have been when they were juniors and seniors. So the mental side of basketball is huge.
I think the goal is still at least the semifinals, but I think we all see the potential that we have, and I think we can make it to the finals next year, even beyond that.
Hey guys, it's Angie.
What up, it's AD. I just want to say it's been an honor to cover you guys for 2 years. From the coaches to the players, it's been great working with y'all.
To my young players, it's been an honor to watch you guys mature into the players you are now. And it's personally been my favorite part of working with you guys. And I can't wait to see how you guys will mature further into juniors and seniors.
Special shout out to Coach Hodge, Coach Mastine, Coach Newell, and Coach Minnow. It's been especially great working with y'all. Thank you for embracing us. And if you need any help with the new additions to the team that are coming in next year, most definitely call us.
We are always working and we are always nearby. Stay strong and keep working, Eagles. Angie and AD out.